Hi, my name is Andile Bulose. I'm the Research Finance Officer for the Faculty of Management Sciences postgraduate unit. I just want to outline a few things regarding the claims, the budget, the claims. Firstly, the master student is allocated a budget of 10,000 to assist with their research, and the PhD student they're allocated a 15,000 budget to assist with their research. Okay, so for claiming purposes, we allow students to claim for data collection, data editing, statisticians, printing, and research assistants. So it's only those 5 items that you can claim for. Okay, so let's start with data collection. How do you claim for data collection? Data collection, you have to just do a spreadsheet outlining the date, the destination that you went to. If you're traveling by a private motor vehicle, you're just going to specify the number of kilometers that you traveled. So for instance, if you travel from Durban to Pietermaritzburg, we're just going to outline the number of kilometers that you traveled from Durban to Pietermaritzburg and from Pietermaritzburg to Durban again. So we refund 360 per kilometer. So it's just going to be a spreadsheet, number of days that you went to do your research for, that you went to for your data collection. It's going to be number of days, number of trips, and then it's going to be the total kilometers, and we times the total kilometers by the 360, and then we reimburse you that 360. So if you're traveling by a public transport, let's say maybe you're using a taxi, it's going to be the taxi fare, let's say to go to Pietermaritzburg, it's about 80 rands. So it's going to be 80 rands to Pietermaritzburg, 80 rands back. So it's going to be 160 each trip. So if you traveled 5 times, it's going to be 160 times 5. So all of that you're going to put on the spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, saying, okay, this is how many times I went to Pietermaritzburg, this is how many times I traveled, this is the taxi fare, the total is this, and then we reimburse you that amount. So you just submit that, the spreadsheet, together with your banking details, your proof of banking details, and then we process it, and then you receive your refund, your reimbursement, sorry. And number 2, the things that we assist with, that you can get assistance with from your budget, is paying for an editor, language editor. So for a language editor, it's simple. You just go to, we have a database of our vetted service providers. But if you wish to use a service provider that is not on the database, that is not already vetted by our research coordinator, then you can give us the details of that service provider. The research coordinator can vet that service provider, and then you can submit their documents to us for payment. So the documents that we normally need for the service providers, that's for data analysis, that's for data editing, language editing. We need their invoice, their quotation. So they must quote you. You send the quotation to us we process the payment. And then we need their tax clearance, their certified ID copies, and then their proof of banking details. So you send to us all those documents, we combine them, we send for payment. And then remember that if you're using an individual as a service provider and not a company, you are encouraged not to pay directly the service provider, because we cannot reimburse you because of the tax implications that we have, because we have to withhold the 25% for all our freelancers. So once you pay the full amount to the service provider, we cannot withhold the 25% if we reimburse you the full amount. So students are encouraged to just request for the quotation, send the quotation to us together with the supporting documents. We process the payments, and then once the payment has been processed, you receive your work. So that's for data language editing and data analysis if you're using an individual. But if you're using a company, it's okay. We same procedure again. We just need if they're on the database, we just need the quotation. We have their documents. If we need recent documents, we're going to request recent documents from them because we have their contact details. But if it's a service provider that is not on our database, then we're going to need, if it's a company, we're going to need their BE certificate, tax clearance, proof of banking details, and the quotation. So for companies that deal with language editing and data analysis, those are the documents that we need for us to process the payment. Okay, so if you need to claim for a research assistant, maybe someone that was assisting with your data collection and stuff like that, you can just bring the motivation. It's the motivation, it's the invoice from the research assistant. It's going to be the banking details, proof of banking details from the research assistant. But you have to be careful that for master student, remember, you only allocated 10,000, and for PhD student, you only allocated 15,000. And all of these have to cover all the claims that you have to do for data analysis, language editing, and data collection. So you have to be very careful when you're spending your budget, because if you exhaust your budget, anything that you have to pay for after exhausting your budget, it's going to be coming out from your own pocket. And the fifth thing that we pay for is printing. So printing, you have two ways of doing it. You can either go to the service provider, ask for the quotation, send it to us together with the proof of banking details, and then we process the payment, and then you collect your work. Or you can pay, if it's a company, you can pay the company and come and claim a reimbursement with us. And that's all pertaining to the claims. It's simple as that. Thank you very much for listening. I hope it helps. Thanks.